Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Phil here live on the stream, the first of two gameplay streams, a full day of streaming for you guys today. Welcome, welcome everyone. Today is Tuesday, September 11th, 2018, and so, before we even get started with anything too exciting, too interesting, too fun, let us obviously take a moment to reflect, especially for those of us who are Americans, on 9/11, you know, that infamous day, 17 years ago now, you know, where so many people lost their lives, a heinous terrorist attack in New York City, as well as at the Pentagon, right? And, you know, everyone has a different take on it. Everyone was somewhere different when it happened. I try not to dwell too much on it, although, you know, it does need to be said that it is an event that definitely affected American life in a huge way. If you actually look at many different things in America that have changed since that time, number one, our national security, how we passed things like the Patriot Act that allow us now to basically lose a lot of privacy that we used to have before that ever happened in order to supposedly monitor and stop terrorism that's homegrown here in the United States. But also travel in particular. I remember that before 9/11, it used to be very, very fun to travel by plane. Like, it was a booming, burgeoning industry. And, you know, people would fly constantly everywhere, and it wasn't super expensive. There weren't constantly flight delays. I remember, before 9/11, I flew a few times with my family and also with my friends to go various places. And on the planes, right, you would get a meal. An actual meal would be made for you. Whether it was like a gourmet sandwich with a bunch of sides or an actual meal they would cook for you. It was a very different time. There wasn't much security in airports at all. Besides a basic metal detector, there were no pat-downs. You didn't have to walk through crazy scanners and stuff to get on a plane. You know, planes in general were more on time because you didn't have all these crazy delays. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize it was actually the industry as a whole. The airline industry suffered huge as a result of 9/11 because people were afraid to fly, you know, for a long time. They were like, what's to prevent this plane from being hijacked? And so because of that's what happened, is that a lot of the airline industries ended up, you know, tanking and having to consolidate and converge into you know, others, and some went out of business. And now it's just a major stress-filled pain in the butt to fly anywhere because of so many regulations and rules and things like in a lot of ways, our way of life has changed because of the events of 9/11. You know, so even though it's a day we'll never forget, it's important to remember that it happened. You know, and to observe at least a few moments, I think, every year on this day. You know, I really don't have much to add. I really would. Out of many of the people who I knew, I wasn't really affected too much by it. I didn't have any family or friends in New York City at that time who were affected. Although I did know many people who had family and friends who were very, you know, very directly affected by what happened there. All right, so there you go. Just wanted to give a moment just to talk a little bit and reflect a tiny bit about 9/11. And obviously, you know, to all the victims, rest in peace. And, you know, as a nation, we got to be diligent. We got to move forward, you know, in a positive fashion. And you know, even though, you know, I do feel that as a country we have moved on from it, you know, once a year to remember that it happened is important, I think. Okay, moving on. Now we've got that out of the way, and we can focus back on stuff that everyone's here for. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a double stream day. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a chill day. Today's going to be a much more chill day than it's been. As you know, the last 3 streaming days that I've had, I've been playing Spider-Man. And not to say that that hasn't been great, because it has, but for 2 reasons I decided to mix things up. Number one, Spider-Man is a game where there's a lot of action and a lot of stuff going on. And it is a very, what's the word? Like, I can understand that people who maybe don't like that kind of game, or maybe just in particular don't like Spider-Man, are a little upset that I've been playing it so much. And at the same time, it's definitely a game that I need more attention, especially for the action sequences, you know, quick time events and combat. You got to be kind of paying attention it doesn't necessarily lend itself to a lot of stream interaction because I'm busy playing the game. You see what I mean? So I decided after 3 straight days of playing Spider-Man that I would switch over here and we would do some Dragon Quest XI. I played this game 2 major times last week, about 8 hours into the game, and I really do like it. I feel it has all the elements that make a great JRPG, including an immersive story, an interesting cast of characters so far, great graphics, good music, and fun turn-based combat that's fair. So I've really been enjoying the game, and I'm looking forward to more. JRPGs are one of my favorite franchises ever. However, I understand that sadly, there are people who do not like this kind of game. I totally get it, alright? If you're not into JRPGs, oh, it's too boring, it's turn-based, it's too slow-paced, I get it. That's fine. That's why I do a wide variety of content, and that's why, if you don't like this stream, fine, come back next one, and you'll probably end up liking what's there, alright? So, 4 hours of more chill Dragon Quest XI gameplay here today. We'll see where the story goes. I'm excited. I hope that you guys will hang out with me. Even if you don't like JRPGs, give it a shot and hang out with me. Talk with me during the game. Let's have some fun. Let's have some discussions. Let's get some interesting stuff going rather than just focusing on the game. That's the cool thing about being an interactive streamer is I have the ability to do that. It's not like where I used to just hyper-focused on the game, and if there's not a lot going on, it's boring. No, we have the ability to make this fun. So I hope you guys will try to talk to me during the streams. A few times last week, people basically got sidetracked and derailing kind of the stream chat, in which case if I'm playing the game and then I come back to the stream chat and want to talk to you guys and you guys are talking about stuff I have no idea what you're talking about, you know what I mean? If you don't keep me in the loop, it's not necessarily going to be an entertaining stream versus if we keep discussions and fun stuff going back and forth with interactivity, I think it will be a fun stream. Okay? Sound good? It's not like, and that's the thing, some people are like, oh, will Phil only read the chat if someone cheers, subs, or tips? No, I always read the chat, and I try to interact with you guys, but a lot of the times last week when I was playing this game, I would go back, people would be talking about stuff in, Europe. I'm like, I don't know anything about that, Let's try to focus in on things that we can actually interact and have fun discussions about, okay? Alright, so that being said, 4+ hours of fun Dragon Quest XI today. We'll see how it goes. Tonight, as I just said, boy, if you don't like JRPGs, just stick around a little bit. Tonight, I'm doing the Black Ops 4 Blackout Beta. Of course, the internet is all a rave about it, although I take that with a grain of salt, because the internet was also raving about the Battlefield 5 beta, and they were also raving about the Black Ops 4 beta, and I hated both of those. So, whether it's that the games just aren't good or they're just not my cup of tea, I don't know, but I don't really buy into hype. I play things at face value to see for myself if they're good or not. And so I'm going to be checking out this Black Ops Blackout Beta tonight. What is it? It's basically the Battle Royale mode of Call of Duty. And I don't know how it's going to integrate into Call of Duty. We're going to find out ourselves tonight how it works and go from there. Okay, so that'll be tonight, about 2 hours of the Blackout Beta. And give it an honest shot to see if I like it. Or to see if it's something that I don't feel, is worth time. I don't know. We'll see. Because remember, this mode, this Blackout mode, alright, is a mode that was added into the game basically to replace the campaign. Because they announced there's no campaign in Black Ops 4. And so if you're only relying on just multiplayer, you obviously have to have something else, right? Besides multiplayer and zombies, because the game always had 3 things. So this is the mode that they added in, supposedly to take over. I don't know, how well it's going to work out. I guess we'll see. Okay. So that's tonight. 2 hours of the Blackout Beta. We'll give it a look. All right. Tomorrow, we're back to Spider-Man for another 4+ hour session of Spider-Man. Okay. More fun progression in that. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing Street Fighter V and trying out a new character I haven't used yet. Who? I don't know. My top 3 that I think I might use are Sagat, G, or Abigail. Sagat and G, I've fought a few times. They seem interesting, although they do seem kind of oddball characters to me. Like G, I don't even know what he's supposed to be. He seems like a weird hybrid. Sagat doesn't seem like he plays like the rest of the cast. Like, he doesn't seem like a character who throws out meaties. He seems like a character who tries to stay at range and zone, which is kind of interesting. I still have not seen Abigail. I have now been playing Street Fighter V for 3 weeks. I have not seen Abigail at all. Not once. And it's bizarre because people tell me, oh, he's a great grappler in the game. Then why don't I ever play against him at all? Why has no one selected this character? I haven't even seen his character model yet. What's up with that? I just don't understand. It's confusing. So anyway, yeah, I'll be trying to play as one of those 3 characters more than likely tomorrow night. Give it a shot and see how it goes, okay? Thursday, I'll be playing more Dragon Quest XI, another 4-hour session. So if you're a fan of JRPGs and Dragon Quest, you're in luck. Because we're going to have 2 major sessions of Dragon Quest this week to try to get better advancement in the game. I am aware that coming up in the next few weeks, I'm going to get basically bombarded with a lot of new releases. And so I'm trying to get far into Dragon Quest before we hit that period. Because I don't want to be that I'm only playing 2 hours of Dragon Quest a week. I'll never finish the game. Alright? So that's kind of how I'm handling it. I want to get in as much as I can right now. Before we get busy with other stuff. Okay? Thursday night will be 2 hours of Spider-Man. So yes, I'll be doing Spider-Man both tomorrow and Thursday, just at different time streams. And then on Friday, I'm still on the fence. I'm still debating it about if I'm going to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It seems like, again, my viewing audience is split 50-50. Like 50% of the people are like, yeah, we're interested in seeing you play it. And the other 50% are like, no, don't. We've heard that it's bad. The reviews say it's lackluster. The story's terrible and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. I'm kind of, you know, on the fence about everything. I don't know what to do with the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I don't. I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to take the whole week to judge, and then by the end of the week, I'll try to figure it out, okay? All right, so that's the rough schedule. Next week, we're going to have lots of new stuff, too. We're going to have Transference. I'm going to be doing Ask the King next week. There's potential I may be doing my 10th anniversary event next week, although more than likely, I'll probably do it at the end of the month. And the Patron's Choice playthrough is still being voted on, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. So more than likely, that's going to be starting by the end of the month as well. So we're going to have a lot of stuff that I will be balancing with all of this stuff, okay? Balancing with all of it, so. Diligent Me, you are incorrect. I did finish Rise of the Tomb Raider. I finished the first 2 Tomb Raider games. I did. All right, all right, so now let's get to the plug segment, guys. Well, I'm going to do some quick plugs here. I'm going to try and make this short and sweet today. It's very simple, guys. You guys know I've been around for 10 years. And, you know, 10 years of content creation. 7 years I've been doing this for a living. I absolutely love what I do. I thank you guys for all of your ongoing support. There are many ways that you can go above and beyond just watching the stuff to help me out and ensure that I can keep doing this full time. For example, you can pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. And if you pledge $5 or more this month, you will gain the ability to nominate and vote on horror-themed video games for a Halloween event, as well as vote on the kind of costume that I'll be wearing during that event. All right, so that's a pretty awesome thing. A lot of power to you if you do that, so please consider pledging. You can also buy some merch from my Teespring shop, which you can see plugs for on your screen here during the pre-stream. I've launched my 10th anniversary line of Teespring product to coincide with my, 10th anniversary here as a content creator. Thanks to anyone who has bought anything. It helps me out. And, it's been a while. I'll be honest. It's been almost 2 weeks since anyone bought anything there. So just a quick reminder to give it a look. And it's great quality stuff. I've been wearing this on streams. I think I wore one of the shirts yesterday, right? If you're here live on the stream and you want some interactivity with me, particularly today with Dragon Quest XI, a great way to get interactivity with me would be the cheer, sub, or tip. If you do any of those things, I will give you a verbal shout-out during the stream. Okay? And it's always fun to have that interactivity factor, especially during a game like this where maybe the gameplay isn't as riveting, right? That being said, please, if you're going to look for a shout-out, please be positive and don't bring in negativity. For example, don't bring in insults to myself or others, whether they're stream chatters or streamers or whatever. We don't need that. No negative memes, no nasty detractor shit. We don't need to know about what those idiots are doing, quite frankly. Please don't bring in political or religious questions or statements. This is not the place for that. This is a chill gameplay stream where we're all kind of hang out and just having fun while I play games. It's meant to be a chill, fun, safe place, not a place where people get all rowdy and angry at each other, okay? In general, most people get it, and the streams are very fun and chill, so thank you to everyone who makes that possible, all right? Now, if you want to see a fun animation play during the stream, as a way to say thank you for your contribution, you can, if you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, $5 or more in a single tip, or if you click the share button after subbing to the channel, you will be able to get a cool animation to play, as well as getting your verbal shout out. As you guys can see at the top of the screen, we've got the stream stats leaderboard. I will be updating that periodically during today for the current top cheerer and top tipper, dependent on, you know, who's contributing what, but it's a great way to get extra recognition, as well as the running tally of subs, which I should talk about, guys, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's September. September, guys. You're saying, what is September? September is a special event here on Twitch. For those of you who've been gifted subscriptions, you are in luck, especially if you like the subscription. I know a lot of you have had a subscription now since last week when a very generous man named Tutankhamun came in here and gifted a ridiculous amount of subscriptions, over 500, to people in the stream chat. If you renew that subscription within the next 3 weeks, so by the end of September, it's only $1, okay? And you get the full benefits. It's not like, oh, you get a gimped version of the subscription. No, you get the full benefits of that subscription. So if you were gifted a sub and you like the sub, you're like, wow, I get to use all these fun emotes in the stream chat, and I don't have to watch ads when Phil goes on ad breaks. I like this. You know, consider resubbing for only $1, but you have to do it within the next 3 weeks. Yes, Brian Side OB1 just said, I see the continue sub for $1 here. Yes, there should be a prompt somewhere there. You can continue your sub for only $1, only till the end of this month. So consider doing it. You have to set it up before the end of the month for it to take effect. After that, it'll go back to $5 again, okay? So I know many of you gifted a sub. For $1, you might do it. You know, for $5, but for $1, you might do it. Consider doing it. It helps me out, obviously, and you keep all your fun benefits, right? So consider doing it, okay? All right. We've already hit all the sub goals for the month, which is all the special Halloween event stuff. I'll give you guys more details on that as we get closer. What I'm actually waiting for is for Halloween stores to start opening up in this area for me to start perusing them and getting ideas for a Halloween costume and decorations for the office and all kinds of stuff. So I'll have more data on that as we get closer, all right? So the last thing here. The last thing, guys, and then we'll get to shout-outs. The last thing that I have to say for plugs is thank you guys so much for your support. Real talk, the only reason right now that I'm affording my bills is because you guys have been so supportive in the last 2 weeks with your tips. Your tips, all the tips that you guys have given me have gone straight to bills, all right? Right now in a bad situation where for 3+ weeks in the month of July and early August, I didn't have any ad revenue on YouTube because YouTube screwed me over and basically took my ads away despite the fact that I did nothing wrong. Eventually, they realized their mistake and reversed that decision, but that's income that I relied on to pay bills, and I didn't get it this month, all right? So that being said, you know, it sucks, but, you know, I don't get paid from my Twitch performance in July until the 15th or 16th of this month, and right now, all my bills have come due, and, you know, I've been paying them as they come, but the problem now is I'm very, very short on cash, and I have to wait another 4 or 5 days to get paid from Twitch. I'm hoping I'm going to make it, but there's no guarantee I'm going to. If I don't, that means that I'm probably going to be not only overdrawn, but have unpaid bills for a while, which sucks. That's terrible. That's going to hurt my credit and everything. And it's nothing that anyone did wrong. It's Google's internal error that created this whole dilemma because they're a bunch of fucking irresponsible assholes. So, how can you help? Please tip me. If you tip me during today's streams, I get those funds right away, and they help me out in this situation. How do you tip me? There's 2 ways. You can look below the stream, and there's a tip jar button. If you click on that button, it'll take you to my PayPal tip page. Or if you type !tip into the stream chat, it brings up the command where you can click on it and go to the tip page. Either way, no matter what you contribute, I'm going to put it straight to the bank account to pay these bills until the Twitch payment comes through. So please consider helping out. You know, I appreciate everything you guys do. Patreon, Teespring, cheering and subbing, spreading the word about my content. All that stuff helps, but in this short term, the next few days, I really need your help in this way, guys. So please, if you're enjoying everything, please consider tipping me, okay? All right. Let's get to some shout-outs here. So first of all, thank you to Chewy Cakes. Chewy Cakes did a 120-bit cheer. Let's start updating the leaderboard here. Hold on. All right, so Chewy Cakes with the top cheer for today, 120 bits. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And Porco Barata Porco Barada did a 25-bit cheer, and he says, let me see here. Okay, if you could platinum the Dark Souls remaster, it would really prove that you are a master of From Software games, and you really evolved when you first played Dark Souls 1 back in the day. Well, I don't know what that would entail. I don't know what the trophies are for Dark Souls Remastered at all. Okay, so I can't really, you know, I can't really speak to that. But I did platinum Bloodborne after playing it only twice, which was nice. That was really cool that I platinumed the game. But then, like, Dark Souls 3, it seems like it's pretty tough to platinum because you have to do all the endings, right? Which I think you have to replay the game multiple times in order to do that. Plus, I believe they want you to do all the NPC quest lines, too. And I think they want you to, like, collect every single item in the game, which I know I didn't do. So there's a lot of things there that I know would be tedious. It's one thing going through Bloodborne twice and having people help me out to get through the Chalice dungeon so I could see all the bosses and then finally wrapping it up and get a platinum. It's another thing if I had to replay like a Dark Souls game 4 or 5 times in order to get everything for the platinum. You see what I mean? Okay. So all that being said, would I ever go back and play Dark Souls 1 Remastered? Yes. In fact, what I'll tell you guys is this. I'm not going to be playing any Dark Souls games anytime soon. I've now replayed in the last year and a half, I replayed Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. So I've played the whole trilogy, okay? I am all From Software'd out at this point. However, next year we've got Sekiro coming out in March, right? That's the new From Software franchise. Absolutely, I'll be checking that out and playing it. And then, probably the next thing on the agenda for From Software would be for me to play Dark Souls 1 Remastered, okay? And that would more than likely be either late 2019 or maybe even 2020. Who knows, right? But no, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I going to be playing another Dark Souls game soon. I've replayed all of them now recently. There's no reason to play them again. But I absolutely would consider, you know, Dark Souls 1 Remastered, further into the future. Once we're maybe craving some more of that style of gameplay. All right? All right. Shout out to Thanos Swaggins. He cheered and said, in regards to Tomb Raider, I think you should do it for a few reasons. You played the last 2, and this is the conclusion. You wrapped up Dark Souls 3, so balancing 3 new games is perfect. It's around the same length as Spider-Man, and I can almost guarantee it would gather more attention than Dragon Quest. Excuse me. Well, here's the thing. And I remember, if you guys remember, 2 years ago, okay? 2 years ago, Rise of the Tomb Raider released. And if you don't remember, Rise of the Tomb Raider was the second game in the Tomb Raider franchise reboot. And it was an Xbox One exclusive for a year. As stupid as that sounds, for a whole year, this game was only on Xbox One until finally it made it to PS4. And it really killed any hype the franchise had. I hate to say it, because let's face it, when it comes to exclusives, it really is PS4 that has the best ones. I don't think anyone's going to argue that after this year with both God of War and Spider-Man, right? So most people who are looking for the best exclusives own a PS4. All of a sudden, these people were left out in the cold and unable to play Tomb Raider. Most of them didn't give a shit, okay? I, had an Xbox One, and I asked everyone, should I play the game? They said, yes, please play Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I remember exactly what happened. I started playing it, and people were bored to tears. I would say probably after the second session, the major feedback was, this is boring. It's too similar to the previous game in the franchise. Doesn't seem like they really changed anything. The graphics even look identical to the point where, we don't understand what's going on with this game. Why does it even exist? And I had to kind of agree. Like, the game just felt like they took the cookie-cutter formula from the first game and they just copy-pasted with maybe some tweaks here or there, but it just didn't feel very good. It felt very kind of boring. Like, it didn't really feel like, wow, I'm really enjoying this experience, and it's unique and different, and it's such a better game. It felt more like it's the same game again. And that's not good, especially when you got a game that you purposely made an exclusive. All right. that you have to do better. You know what I mean? And if you actually look at sales, the game didn't do so well. Basically, the exclusivity thing that they did screwed the game over. And I'm not necessarily saying it's because the game was bad. I'm just saying I think it was a terrible idea to do what they did. And that's why with this one, you know, the final one in this trilogy, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they didn't do that. They said, oh, shit, what the hell? We're not doing that again, right? So they got rid of it, and now it's back to being on all consoles at once, okay? I'm still on the fence. Like, I think I am interested in playing it. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm nervous that I'm going to get this game. We'll play it twice, and by the second stream, everyone's bored. It's one of these streams where people don't want to watch the game, and they're instead complaining constantly the game's boring, and they're not engaging with me, and they're disconnecting with me. And in general, the streams are just not very good, especially if it's a long game like Spider-Man is. Like, let's say it's 20, 30 hours, right? Now you're talking a game that I have to do main streams for, right, in order to complete it, or else it's going to be going on way too long, but no one's paying any attention and engaging. That's going to be terrible, especially now. I mean, being honest with you guys, this summer was awesome. The 2 summer months that I streamed were some of the best I've ever had on Twitch, and I need to try to keep that momentum up, because if I don't, with all the YouTube issues and the fact that I'm making almost no money on YouTube, I don't know how I'm going to keep doing this. You know, being honest with you guys, moving forward, I need to keep the momentum I have. I need to keep you guys engaged and having fun and watching the streams and, you know, being honest, you know, contributing in various ways, whether it's Patreon or Teespring or, you know, interacting during the streams with cheer subs and tips and the like, and need to keep that going. And if I'm playing a game that you guys don't like and are bored with all the time, like Tomb Raider seems like it would be, I don't know how that's going to work. You see what I mean? I have to think of everything in a way that's not only me enjoying and playing a video game, but also keeping you guys engaged and keeping a business running. And that's kind of a tough balance for me, okay? Especially now, you know, this is kind of a dilemma I have. Do I play a game that I don't know if it's going to perform well or not? You know, the thing is, come October, guys, I think we're going to be good. I mean, just listen to some of the games in October, okay? Just listen to Mega Man 11, Fist of the North Star, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, WWE 2K19, Black Ops 4, Soul Calibur 6, and Red Dead Redemption 2. That is an outstanding month. Even if some of those games end up being terrible, that is an outstanding month for gaming. And it'll be a great variety of content. I don't think we're going to have any problems. It's going to be a very fun month. November, we've got the next episode of The Walking Dead. We've got Hitman 2, Fallout 76. Wait, what is that? Oh, the Spyro Collection, Battlefield 5, and Darksiders 3. That's another really good month, you know? Again, even if some of those games suck, you'll still have a wide, good variety of content to cover the rest of the month. That's going to be excellent, okay? So, October, November, I don't think we're going to have any issue. What I'm nervous about is this month, the rest of this month. You know, if Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a dud and everything else, like, for example, I know Dragon Quest is not going to bring out a lot of viewers. I just know it's going to be you guys, the more hardcore viewers who love everything I do and you want to just chill with me, who are going to be coming out for Dragon Quest. It's not necessarily going to be the big mainstream people who come out for the big hyped games, right? So I already know that. I already know Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations isn't going to bring in a lot of viewers. I know that for a fact. So really, what's going to bring in people the rest of this month? I do think that, like, the 10-year retrospective event, that will bring in viewers. I do believe that. But outside of that, you know, something else to kind of reinvigorate people. So I'm hoping maybe it's Tomb Raider. I don't know. Okay. All right. But anyway, I'm still on the fence about this. I'm going to keep mulling it over in my head. I'll be honest, the $60 price tag for Tomb Raider is one of the things that's keeping me away from it, because I'm like, man, I got to drop $60. You know, I'm trying to raise money this week via tips to pay bills, and now I got to drop $60 to buy a game that people might not like. You see what I mean? So it's a dilemma for me. This is totally different. In the past, you know, years ago, I used to have actual credit. And I could be like, I can have unlimited funds to buy whatever I need. I don't have that anymore. You know, now everything's very tight, and I got to pick and choose what I play, and I got nickel and dime everything, and that's kind of how a situation I'm in right now. So, okay. Honest Troll Cheer says, but Rise of the Tomb Raider was critically acclaimed. Well, it was, hilariously, because, oh yeah, it's a great game, that everyone played it, and we're like, what are they talking about? You know, I hate to say it, but sometimes these critics tend to overhype stuff to the point where it's insanely ridiculous. Like, I'll give you an example. Spider-Man. Is it a great game? Of course it is. Yeah, everyone who's been watching my playthrough has been seeing how good the game is. Is it, like, the best superhero game ever made? Probably not. Is it the best Spider-Man game ever made? I guess that's up for debate. Is it Game of the Year material? Kind of. I'd say yes, but it's definitely God of War's already up there as well. And, you know, we got some few contenders coming out. But the thing is, if you read the reviews, it's like, the game is the best game ever made. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you read these overly, insanely positive reviews, and what it is that people haven't played a superhero game in a while, so they kiss the game's ass, right? So I think with Rise of the Tomb Raider, what happened was we thought we were only getting a one-off Tomb Raider reboot game, and that was it. Then all of a sudden, we found out there was going to be a trilogy, and let's face it, games with strong female protagonists aren't common. Okay, and having a game with just a female lead doing the kind of stuff that she does in Tomb Raider, and the fact that the game was an Xbox One exclusive, and I hate to say it, but, you know, Microsoft has a lot of clout in the industry. I think that a lot of people overly exaggerated the quality of that game, and some people bought it, some people didn't. I didn't, and when I played it, I was like, what the hell are these people talking about? So, I completely disagree. I thought that game was not very good, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I thought it was very, very, just like, what do they call it? They phoned it in. They dialed it in. They didn't really put too much effort into it. They just took the same shit from the first game. Ripley Atomic cheered and says, I feel like the semi-open world of the new Tomb Raider hurts it. I miss my linear narrative. Well, in the original Tomb Raider games, everything was linear. Like, the original Tomb Raider games were very linear. You had to just go this certain route, kill these certain enemies, go from point A to point B. You know, the current Tomb Raider games are a combination of things such as Uncharted, right? With some classic Tomb Raider. Like, they tried to combine a few things from different franchises. But I agree, like, that last game had so much open world stuff. Like, half the time you didn't even know where you should be going. You know, and then you had a map, and, oh, you can't do this yet. You got to come back later when you have an item to burn down this cave door or something. You know, it was kind of silly. It was kind of like playing an outdated Nintendo game, with modern graphics and controls. It was very confusing what they were trying to do with a lot of that game. And then the few parts of the game that, you know, they thought were going to shine really were just, they felt like they were from the first game. So, you know, I agree, though. Like, that open world kind of maybe made it feel a little weird and lose its identity a little bit. I don't know. Ripley Atomic. Oh, my God, I got a gnat in my office. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid gnat. Get out of here, little shit. Get out of here, you fucker. It won't leave me alone. It's buzzing me. Now it landed on my mug, you fuckhead. A stupid gnat. Hold on, let's see if I can get it. You annoying little bastard. Oh, it took off again. Fuck, where did it go? An annoying little gnat. It buzzed me. It, like, flew right in my face as I was trying to read your shoutouts. Damn, it's so small, it's very hard to see. Shit, I'm probably not going to be able to get it. Little fucker. Alright, anyway. Continuing on. Ripley Atomic cheered again. He says, another cheer. Would you consider an original Tomb Raider playthrough for downtime in the future? Well, I'm trying to remember. Did they ever remake the original Tomb Raider? Didn't they have something called Tomb Raider Anniversary on last console gen? Wasn't that a remake of the original Tomb Raider? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. But I don't know if Tomb Raider Anniversary was a remake or it was a new game. Because I don't think I ever played it. I mean, if people actually wanted to see me play the original Tomb Raider, I would be open to it. The thing is, you know, we do Patrons' Choice events all the time. And I don't think I've ever seen a Tomb Raider game nominated. Like, ever. So, Alright, well anyway, would I consider playing it in the future? Yes, but I would want to see demand for it, and I haven't seen much demand for it, so. Okay, Swaggins just cheered. He says, on the flip side, if Tomb Raider turns out to be it could be a huge asset. I'd say, hold on. I'd say, you took a bigger risk getting this game, as we know what happens when you play a JRPG. I'll be playing it tonight, and tomorrow I'll give you my honest first impressions. I played the others too so I can compare them. Fair enough. Let me know. Absolutely. I want input. Much like Johnny 5 in the Back to the Future. Oh my god. Much like Johnny 5 in the Short Circuit movie series, I need input. Need input. Input. Give me your feedback. Let me know what the game is like, and I'll judge from there. Okay. Real Genetic Gamer Cheers says, Phil, can you tell us the Patreon perks for this month? Sure. $1 pledge. Get your name in the thank you scroll for the month that I play here on streams frequently. $5 or more pledge. Get you the ability to nominate and vote on horror games for the upcoming horror marathon that's going to happen on Halloween, as well as the ability to vote on the type of costume I'll be wearing on Halloween. $10 pledge gets you a verbal shout out during Ask the King. Among other things, all the perks below it. $20 pledge allows you to get your questions answered on Ask the King. So on the Ask the King show, that's actually going to happen next week. I will definitively answer your questions, whenever there's one of those shows there every other month. And then $50 pledge or more get you a private Q&A video. I'll actually just sit down for 20-30 minutes and answer any questions you have. And that video is your property. If you want to keep it for yourself or you want to show it to others, it's totally up to you. So those are the Patreon perks. There you go. All right, well, that's really it, guys, for plugs for today. Short plug segment. Let me go ahead and check sub count. We are the same, 1,028. Yes, still at 1,028 subs. Thanks everyone for your support. Obviously, thanks to Tutankhamun. By the way, some people have been talking about, have been asking about Tutankhamun. The bottom line, guys, is he's not going to be around anymore. Like, I talked to him about this last week, and he was basically like, I'm moving on. I got other stuff to do. I'm going to be busy with my job. Might be going to look to other streams and stuff. He came in. He was very nice to me and to many of you with those gifted subs, and now we're probably not going to see him anymore, all right? And that's okay. But, I understand a lot of people, where is he? What's going on? He's probably not coming back. He came in. He did his thing. He was very nice, and he moved on, and, it was a cool, positive thing, obviously. And many of you are going to benefit because of the gifted subs. Like I said, it's September. You're going to be able to renew those subs for $1 if you renew by the end of this month, which is a huge asset to you too, right? So, we all owe him a debt of gratitude, but we're probably not going to see him anymore, all right? So, there you go. I get the feeling he's really into people who play like Street Fighter, because I hear that he's on other fighting gamer streams. So maybe every once in a while he'll stop by when I'm playing Street Fighter. But as you know, I don't really play Street Fighter 5 that much, so it's not like it's a constant thing. So it was nice to have him by. It's funny because he really didn't do much during Street Fighter streams. If anything, he always was doing during a Dark Souls streams when he would come by. So, all right, guys, that is it for the pre-stream. Let's do let's do a couple things. Let's number one. Let's do shout-outs for the top cheerers, okay? The top cheerers of the week. It is still early in the week, but I should give credit where credit is due. In 10th place, we've got Murdoch. In 9th place, Chewy Cakes. In 8th place, Delicious Trouser Snake. In 7th place, oh my god. In 7th place, Crazy Dream. 6th place, Ripley Atomic. 5th place, Hindo Beast. 4th place, Prank Black. 3rd place, Just Your Rain. 2nd place, Himanoma. And in 1st place for this week so far, Infinite 55. Very nice. Cheers, and thank you guys for your support. All right. I guess that's it, guys. Let's get set up here for Dragon Quest. Like I said, I really hope that you guys are ready for an interactive stream because I get the feeling there will be potential for a lot of downtime for us to chat it up during today's stream. I hope you guys have a lot to talk about. Okay. Also, just one final reminder, guys. The best way you can help me right now if you support me and my content is to tip me. I'm going to have a rough few days coming up where money's going to be very, very tight. And I need your help until I get paid by Twitch, which is around the 15th or 16th of the month. So anything you guys can, give via tips is much appreciated. Tipping is the best way to help right now because I'm going to get those funds right away, and it allows me to pay those bills, all right? So please consider tipping. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you. Let's end the pre-stream, and let's jump into Dragon Quest. Here we go.